June 1951. John Wayne walked into a small Irish church at 2 a.m. the night before filming The Quiet Man. He hadn't been to church in years, but something was driving him to his knees. What an old priest told him in that empty sanctuary would transform Wayne's most vulnerable performance and give him something he'd been searching for his entire life. Here is the story. Cong, Ireland, June 10, 1951. A village so small you can walk end to end in 15 minutes. Stone cottages with thatched roofs, narrow streets that wind between ancient walls, sheep grazing in fields that stretch to the horizon. John Wayne stands at his hotel window at midnight, looking out at the darkness. He can't see much. No streetlights in a village this size, just the faint glow of the moon through heavy clouds. He's been standing here for an hour, can't sleep, can't think straight, can't shake the feeling that he's made a terrible mistake. Tomorrow morning, filming begins on The Quiet Man. Romantic drama, John Ford directing, Maureen O'Hara as his love interest. Beautiful script about an American boxer who returns to Ireland seeking peace after accidentally killing a man in the ring. It's not a Western, not a war film, no guns, no horses, no violence except one comedic fistfight. Just a broken man trying to find redemption in the land of his ancestors. Wayne should be perfect for this role. He's broken enough. God knows he's broken enough. 3 marriages failed, 3 women who loved him, who he couldn't love back properly. 3 sets of children who barely know him because he's always on location, always working, always running from something he can't name. His father died disappointed in him. Never said he was proud, never said the work was good enough. Just died and left Wayne with a pharmacy full of debt and a lifetime of trying to prove something to a ghost. World War II. While other men his age went to fight, Wayne stayed in Hollywood making movies. He had deferments, age, children, studio contracts, all legitimate reasons. All excuses that taste like ash in his mouth every single day. And now he's supposed to play Sean Thornton, a man who finds peace, a man who stops running, a man who comes home. Wayne doesn't know how to play that, doesn't know how to find it, can't fake something he's never felt. At 2 in the morning, he gives up on sleep, pulls on trousers and a shirt, walks out of the hotel into the Irish night. The air is cool and damp, carrying the smell of peat smoke and wet earth. His breath makes clouds in the darkness. He walks without knowing where he's going, just following the narrow street through the sleeping village. Then he sees it. A small stone church, Catholic, ancient. A light glows faintly in one window. The door is unlocked. It opens silently. Inside, the church is tiny, maybe 20 pews. Candles burning near the altar casting flickering shadows on stone walls that have stood for 300 years. The smell of incense and old wood and centuries of prayer. Wayne walks down the center aisle. His footsteps echo in the silence. He reaches the front pew and stops. He hasn't been in a church since his second wedding, maybe longer. He was raised Presbyterian but drifted away years ago. God seemed like something for people who had their lives together, and Wayne has never qualified. But standing here in this ancient place, something in his chest cracks open. He kneels. Doesn't know why, just kneels in front of the altar with his hands on the pew in front of him. A voice comes from the shadows, Irish accent, gentle. "Can't sleep, son?" Wayne jerks upright. An old priest emerges from a side door, 70 years old, maybe older. White hair, kind eyes, wearing simple black vestments. "I'm sorry, Father. I didn't mean to intrude." "This is God's house. You can't intrude." The priest walks closer. "I'm Father Michael O'Brien. I live in the rectory next door. Saw the light from my window and came to check." "I'm John. I know who you are, Mr. Wayne. We don't get many American film stars in Cong." A slight smile. "What brings you to pray at 2 in the morning?" Wayne's throat tightens. "I'm not sure I came to pray. I couldn't sleep." That's often when God gets our attention, when we're too tired to run anymore. Father Michael sits in the pew across the aisle, doesn't crowd Wayne, just sits like he has all the time in the world. "What's keeping you awake?" Wayne almost says nothing, almost stands up and leaves, almost retreats behind the walls he's spent 44 years building. Instead, he tells the truth. "I'm about to play a man looking for peace, but I don't have any myself." Why not? The question is simple. The answer isn't. Wayne's voice comes out rough. "Because I've spent my whole life running. From my father's disappointment. From my failures as a husband. From the war I didn't fight. From everything I can't fix." He looks at the altar, at the candles, at anything except the priest's face. Sean Thornton, the character I'm playing, he comes to Ireland to find peace after killing a man. And he finds it. He stops running. He plants roots. He falls in love. He becomes whole. Wayne's hands clench on the pew. "I don't know how to play that. I don't know what peace feels like. I've been working non-stop for 20 years. If I stop, if I sit still for 5 minutes, everything I'm running from catches up with me." "What are you running from?" "The truth. Which is," Wayne's voice breaks, "that I'm a fraud. That I play heroes but I'm not one. That I play soldiers but I never served. That I play good men but I'm a terrible father and a worse husband. That everything people admire about me is just acting." The words hang in the air between them. Wayne has never said this out loud, never admitted it to anyone, barely admitted it to himself. Father Michael doesn't respond immediately, lets the confession breathe. Then, "Do you want peace, son?" "I don't know if I deserve it." "None of us do. That's why it's called grace." Wayne looks at the priest. "I've made so many mistakes. 3 ex-wives, children who barely know me, a father I disappointed, a war I avoided. How do you find peace when you've got that much weight on your shoulders?" Father Michael stands, walks to the altar, picks up a worn prayer book. An old Irish blessing says, "May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face and rains fall soft upon your fields." He closes the book. "Do you know what that blessing is really saying?" Wayne shakes his head. "It's saying, may your journey be easier than you deserve. May grace meet you on the road. May peace find you even though you're not looking for it." He walks back to Wayne. "You're not here by accident. You're in Ireland, the land of saints and scholars and second chances, playing a role about a man seeking redemption. That's not coincidence. That's providence." Wayne's eyes fill. "I don't believe in that." "You don't have to. It believes in you." Father Michael places his hand on Wayne's shoulder. "You're not playing Sean Thornton, son. You're becoming him. Let this film heal you. Let Ireland heal you. Let God heal you." He begins to pray in Irish. Old words, ancient blessings. Wayne doesn't understand the language but feels the weight of it, the centuries of faith compressed into sounds that wash over him like water. Then Father Michael switches to English. "Lord, bless this traveler, this lost soul seeking home, this man who carries burdens too heavy for one person. Give him peace, not because he deserves it, but because you give it freely to all who ask." Wayne breaks. 44 years of holding it together, 44 years of being strong, being tough, being the Duke. It breaks. He puts his face in his hands and weeps, deep, wrenching sobs that echo in the ancient church, crying for his father who never said, "I'm proud of you," for his children who don't really know him, for the soldier he never became, for the man he wished he was. Father Michael keeps his hand on Wayne's shoulder, says nothing, just stands there while this giant of a man, this movie star, this icon, shatters and begins to piece himself back together. 15 minutes pass. Wayne finally quiets, wipes his eyes with his sleeve, sits back. "I'm sorry, Father." "Don't apologize for honesty. That's the first prayer you've said in years that was real. Wayne almost laughs. Almost. That was a prayer? The realest kind. You stopped running long enough to feel what you've been avoiding. That's what prayer is, stopping, being still, letting God find you. Father Michael sits down again. Now, you asked how to play a man finding peace. I'll tell you. You stop acting. Tomorrow, when you film those scenes of Sean Thornton seeing Ireland for the first time, don't act. Just look. Really look. See this land that's ancient and beautiful and scarred and still standing. That's you. That's all of us. He leans forward. And when you film the scene where Sean falls in love, don't act that either. Let yourself feel something real for once instead of pretending. You've been performing your whole life. Even your marriages were performances. This film is your chance to stop performing and start living. Wayne stares at the old priest. You barely know me. I know lost men. I've been a priest for 46 years. I know what running looks like. And I know what it looks like when someone finally stops. They sit in silence for several minutes. The candles flicker. The ancient stones hold their peace. Finally, Wayne stands. Thank you, Father. Will you come back? Before you leave Ireland? I don't know. Come back anyway, even if you don't know, especially if you don't know. Wayne nods, walks back down the aisle, stops at the door, turns. Father, that blessing you said, the one about the road rising up to meet you? Yes? I'd like to hear it again sometime. Father Michael smiles. Come back and I'll teach it to you. Wayne walks out into the Irish night. The air still smells like peat and earth. The village still sleeps. But something in Wayne's chest has loosened. Not peace, exactly. Not yet. But maybe the first breath of it. The next morning, June 11th, 1951, filming begins. The first scene. Sean Thornton returns to Ireland for the first time in decades. He rides in a cart driven by a local man, coming over a hill, and sees the Irish countryside spread before him. Green fields, stone walls, distant mountains, the cottage where he was born. The script calls for Sean to take a deep breath, smile, and say, "So this is it." John Ford calls, "Action." Wayne looks at the landscape, really looks, like Father Michael told him to. Sees the green so vivid it almost hurts. Sees the morning mist rising from the fields. Sees something old and eternal and healing. His face changes. Not acting. Something real breaks through. He takes a breath, not because the script says to, but because his body needs it. Like he's been holding his breath for 20 years and finally remembered how to breathe. So this is it. The words come out different than rehearsal, quieter, more wonder, more relief. Ford yells, "Cut!" Pause. Then, "That was perfect, Duke. Whatever you did, keep doing it." Wayne nods. He knows what he did. He stopped performing, let himself feel something real. Have you ever stopped running long enough to realize what you were running from? That moment changes everything. The filming continues. 6 weeks in Ireland, Cong and surrounding villages, the most beautiful locations Wayne has ever seen. Every Sunday, Wayne goes back to Father Michael's church, sits in the same pew. Sometimes they talk. Sometimes they just sit in silence. Father Michael teaches him the Irish blessings. Wayne memorizes them slowly, stumbling over pronunciations, but learning. He tells Father Michael things he's never told anyone. About his father, about his marriages, about the children he doesn't know how to love properly, about the guilt that follows him everywhere. Father Michael listens, doesn't judge, doesn't fix, just listens and occasionally offers ancient wisdom wrapped in Irish poetry. "You're trying to earn peace," Father Michael says one afternoon. "Like it's a wage for good behavior. That's not how it works. Peace is a gift. You receive it. You don't earn it. How do you receive something you don't deserve? By opening your hands and letting go of what you're carrying. You can't receive a gift if your hands are full of guilt. Wayne tries. It's not easy. 44 years of guilt doesn't disappear in 6 weeks. But something shifts. Something loosens its grip. On set, everyone notices the change. Wayne is different, softer, more present, less guarded. Maureen O'Hara, his co-star, mentions it between takes. "Duke, you're different in this film. I've worked with you before. This is, I don't know, more real." Wayne doesn't explain. How can he explain Father Michael? The church? The breaking? The famous scene where Sean and Mary-Kate, O'Hara's character, kiss in the cottage during a windstorm. Wayne doesn't act that. He just lets himself feel what it's like to want something good instead of running from something bad. The scene where Sean fights Mary-Kate's brother in a miles-long fistfight through the village. Wayne doesn't act that either. He pours 20 years of frustration and anger and guilt into those punches, and at the end, when they laugh and become friends, he feels something like catharsis. John Ford notices too. After 3 weeks, Ford pulls Wayne aside. "I don't know what happened to you, but keep it up. This is the best work you've ever done." Wayne just nods. Can't explain it. Doesn't try. August 1951. Filming wraps. The cast and crew prepare to leave Ireland. Wayne goes to Father Michael's church one last time. Sunday morning. The priest is preparing for Mass. "I'm leaving tomorrow, Father." "Did you find what you came for?" Wayne thinks. "I don't know. Maybe the beginning of it. That's all any of us get, the beginning. The rest is journey." Father Michael hands Wayne a small prayer card, the Irish blessing printed in both Irish and English. "Take this. When you forget how to breathe again, read this. Remember Ireland. Remember that peace exists." Wayne takes the card, puts it in his wallet. "Thank you, Father, for everything. Come back sometime. When the running starts again, Ireland will be here." "I will." They shake hands. Wayne walks out of the church into the Irish morning, gets in the car, leaves Cong. But he keeps his promise. 1952. The Quiet Man releases, becomes one of the most beloved films of Wayne's career. Critics praise his vulnerable, tender performance, unlike anything Wayne has done before. Wayne wins no awards for it, but he gets thousands of letters from people saying the film touched them, healed them, reminded them that peace is possible. 1953. Wayne returns to Ireland, visits Father Michael, donates money to restore the church. They sit and talk for hours. 1955. Returns again, brings his children this time, introduces them to Father Michael. "This is the man who taught me how to stop running." 1960. Returns. Father Michael is getting old, 81 now, still sharp, still wise, still gentle. They pray together in the ancient church. 1965. Returns. Father Michael tells him, "I won't be here much longer, but I want you to know, you're not the same man who walked into this church at 2 a.m. that night. You found your peace. Maybe not perfect peace, but real peace. That's all God asks." Wayne's eyes fill. "Because of you. Because you finally stopped running long enough to receive it." 1968. Father Michael O'Brien dies in his sleep, age 88. Wayne gets the telegram in California, flies to Ireland for the funeral, stands in the back of the packed church and weeps. At the graveside, Wayne places something on the coffin, the prayer card Father Michael gave him 17 years ago, worn from being carried every day in his wallet, the Irish blessing barely legible now. "Thank you," Wayne whispers, "for teaching me how to breathe." The years pass. Wayne makes more films, some good, some bad. But he never stops carrying Ireland with him. 1978. Wayne is dying. Stomach cancer. Months left, maybe weeks. He's in Newport Beach, too weak to travel. He writes a letter to the church in Cong, to the new priest, a young man who never met Father Michael. "Dear Father, I'm writing to tell you about Father Michael O'Brien, who served your church for over 40 years. He died in 1968, but his impact lives on. In 1951, I came to Ireland to film a movie. I was broken, running from everything I couldn't fix. At 2 a.m., unable to sleep, I walked into your church. Father Michael was there. He gave me something that night I'd been searching for my whole life. Permission to stop running. Permission to receive grace instead of trying to earn it. Permission to be human instead of heroic. That conversation changed my life, changed my work, changed how I loved my children, changed everything. I've returned to that church many times over the years. Every time it reminded me, peace exists. Not perfect peace, not constant peace, but real peace, available to anyone who stops running long enough to receive it. I'm dying now. Cancer. Father Michael gave me peace in 1951. I'm going to meet him soon. I'm sending money to maintain the church. Please use it to keep that building standing. People need sacred spaces where they can stop running, where old priests can teach them how to breathe. Thank you, John Wayne. The letter arrives. The young priest reads it, cries, frames it, hangs it in the church. June 11, 1979. John Wayne dies. The young priest in Kong says a mass for him, speaks about Father Michael and the American film star who found peace in an ancient Irish church. 37 people attend, villagers who remember the filming, descendants of people who worked on The Quiet Man. They pray the Irish blessing together. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face and rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Today, tourists visit Kong because of The Quiet Man. They walk the streets where Wayne and O'Hara filmed. They visit the cottage. They take pictures. Most don't know about Father Michael's church, but some do. Some ask. Some go inside. The prayer card Wayne gave back is there, in a glass case, the Irish blessing barely visible under decades of handling. The plaque beneath it reads, "In 1951, John Wayne entered this church at 2 a.m., unable to sleep, searching for something he couldn't name. Father Michael O'Brien met him here and taught him that peace is not earned, but received. Wayne returned many times over the years. This church gave him what Hollywood never could, permission to stop running." People stand in front of that case and read the worn prayer card. Some cry. Some sit in the pews for a while. Some light candles. They're looking for what Wayne found, what Father Michael taught. Permission to stop running. Permission to receive grace. Permission to breathe. Ireland still offers that, for anyone who stops long enough to receive it. What would happen if you stopped running long enough to receive what you've been searching for? Maybe it's time to find out. And unfortunately, they don't make men like John Wayne anymore.